You may remember how I got cancelled the other day by a bunch of Rohingya sympathizers. Well, it turns out that the universe is fair because they got cancelled right back, and oh, it also turns out that they were communists. You may remember how my Malaysians First petition was attacked by this emo kid who wrote a critique and put it on Reddit. Well, it turns out they were so triggered that they went and posted on a couple of other places as well, including this Boleh Kiriland where they showed that they were depressed. And that led into a full-on fight where a certain Lenin Ayatollah made a post describing me as a twat that has now been removed, yeeted off, destroyed by Reddit's filters.
Or maybe they deleted their account because of yesterday's live stream, who knows?
Here you can see the criticisms left, right, front and center by these Marxist-Leninists apparently. You can criticize me, I don't mind, I'm not angry. I mostly just found it funny though. But at the time, I didn't know anything about this Boleh Kiriland.
But as I discovered,
this place is basically a hub of communist sympathizers.
For Malaysians, by Malaysians.
I know it's kind of a McCarthyist, weird accusation to make. Now, I'm not saying this lightly, like, okay, just because you're a leftist, it doesn't mean that you're a communist, right? These people say that they are for moniacs of the left, dem socks, syndicalists, Marxists, Leninists, mutualists, etc, etc. No reactionaries from Bolehkiriland. Truly incredible. But then I go ahead, browse the subreddit for a bit, and I realize that there are people talking about how seeing people on Facebook talking about the good old days of killing communists frustrates me. Which is like, huh? And you can see the comments right here from some of the most employed people in the world. And also discussions of how PSM has Marxist-Leninists. And also, by the way, how people should not feel defeated. Malaysia has a very rich revolutionary tradition stemming from the PKM and NKCP, and we must seek to reclaim their legacy by reconstituting the Communist Party. Bruh, like, what? So here I thought that these guys were just innocent leftists, but they're actually supporting a return to the Communist Party days, bros. You know, we talked about this on the live stream just yesterday about how this is not one of those things that Malaysia has received very well. I think that Malaysians pretty much all know the story of Bukit Kepong, the police shootout, how there was this fear of communism from the time of Tunku Abdul Rahman. And we discussed a lot of this just yesterday. But basically, I think we all know that leftist ideas exist in Malaysia. You know, once upon a time, Tunku Abdul Rahman was persuaded to accept merger with Singapore because of the fear that somehow Singapore would turn communist and the entirety of Malaysia would turn communist as well. But now it looks like the tables have turned, and in the wake of fun events like this activist getting kicked out of Singapore, not accusing her as a communist, and also now the Boleh Kiriland Communist Party advocates, it looks like history has flipped on its head, and now apparently Singapore has to start worrying about the entirety of Malaysia being taken over by communists from the inside. Like, what? Is this not a national security concern? I mean, I guess it could be if these people organize themselves a bit more. So maybe what should happen is that Malaysia and Singapore should monitor the people in this subreddit, get their personal information if necessary, do research, OSINT, whatever have you, to identify the dangerous leftist activists or something like that. But you know, these people are really kind of schizo because you don't even know what they're advocating for. Sometimes they're like actual communism before the comments get removed by moderators, mocking royalty, advocating for anti-Israel. Don't know why they have that live rent-free in their heads when Israel is not even anywhere close to Malaysia, and then they go out and support the Rohingyas.
Yes, they're actually calling you Israel.
While, by the way, one of those sapoops casually says that Malaysians should welcome people like them. Absolutely fascinating. Either way though, I'm pretty sure that these people, when they go ahead and see this video, realize they have been labeled as communist sympathizers, which they are, by the way, are probably going to start crying, saying that people are not engaging, while, by the way, acting like they need to all be respected, meaning you cannot criticize them, they can criticize you. If you criticize them, then you are a reactionary. And if you don't want to listen to people who are crying, cannot find groups, have no intellectual leadership, and go around insulting people, if you want to meet people like that, then Boleh Kiriland is your paradise. And even right now, you can't even find Lenin Ayatollah anymore. Absolutely fascinating to see. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that I identified them as a communist sympathizer, maybe not. But either way, if MCMC wants to go right ahead and start conducting an investigation and looking up all the people who made all these posts, maybe that's what's needed. Don't be sad, King Noses. Nobody's normalizing dehumanization. Except maybe some of you out there who are casually insulting somebody that you don't know, as you enjoy, by the way, declaring that I am allegedly a liberal that lives rent-free in your head. Anyway, yeah, poops. Reddit either cancelled the communist Rohingya sympathizers or they went ahead and cancelled themselves, as we can see. Don't know which is which, but what do you think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That's all I have to say about that, and bye.